What's up, guys? It's conspiracy time. So I posted up on Instagram and I was like, yo, so if I did a series on conspiracies or dark web true stories, how many of you would like be interested or watch something like that? 95% of people voted yes. And that got me really excited. And so then I asked everybody what conspiracies you would want to hear from me. Everything ranged from Avril Lavigne to the Mandela effect to unregistered planes in Texas. Like, it was crazy the amount of people that actually like threw in these conspiracies that I should talk about. And then I posted up on Facebook my top 5 that I wouldn't mind covering. And a lot of you wanted me to do the Mandela effect or space is fake. But psych, I'm actually going to be doing the despair code. Now, the despair code was recommended to me from my buddy Sean Dokes, who lives all the way down in California and has become one of my friends over the past year. Super dope, super cool. Has a little goblin, bird named Goblin. And I reached out to him. I was like, yo, what's the despair code? Did you mean Da Vinci Code? He did not. I took to Reddit and I fell into a super deep internet hole for like 2 hours last night, just like researching what the despair code is, where it originated, how it works. So, the gist of the despair code is that it's a code that can trigger something in your memory. It can either be a picture or a sound. And it makes you fall into a deep depression and sometimes kill yourself. It was created by the Illuminati, which I believe in. And some people believe that it's black magic. I tried to look up documentation of someone using the despair code on themselves or on someone else, and any link that there was had been taken away. Coincidence? I think the fuck not. And apparently there's 3 different codes, and one of them is the despair code. There's denial, which is 2311444, despair 3223412, and then distortion, which is 6233322. Now those tones, like on your phone, are supposed to trigger it in your memory. And what people think would happen majority of the time is hypnosis. So the Illuminati would take you in, hypnotize you, and then like implant these types of codes into your subconscious. Even the deep web, people on the deep web will try to trigger the despair code in your head by posting a picture that says, it's cold in here, or does this look familiar? I'm gonna post a picture of a man that it went viral a few years ago, and I still think about it a lot, and it came up in my Reddit feed, and it was like, does this look familiar? Think hard. And I was like, my God. And some of you probably already know the image that I'm talking about. It's super weird. People think that they see this guy in his dreams. It's not a real man. Some people believe that it's the face of God, and a lot of people believe that this can actually trigger the despair code in your head. So, a little bit of history on said despair code. It was used by the U.S. military during the Gulf War on a ship named the Blue Horizon. Now, this was the only time it's ever been used by the U.S. military. But the despair code was used to identify a gas, and they called it Nietzsche's air because Nietzsche believed that life was meaningless, which it is. And so you were like, yo, despair code, and they gassed these people with this gas. It didn't have any physical effects. It only had mental effects on these people. It would cause them to have anxiety, depression, and psychosis. The people that didn't commit suicide would turn on their friends and family into a friendly war, like melee type thing. And so many people died. Like, this wasn't that long ago. That was just the Gulf War. Like, that's so, it's crazy. Going deeper into this pit, I found out that H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu are involved in the Despair Code. Which is weird. Lovecraft wrote about the old ones, or the evil gods that live underground in the earth. And these gods take over the beings of artists. And artists become completely oblivious that they're even putting the Despair Code into their art. 9 Inch Nails is involved too. I don't know. It's weird. Some people think that it just happened because of a meme that was posted in a forum with the iceberg and like the types of conspiracies that there are, like 9/11's at the top. No one cares about 9/11 anymore, if we're being honest. The middle one had things like Area 51, aliens, Earth is flat. And then the bottom is stuff like the Despair Code and like the Bermuda Triangle, things like that. But a lot of people think that the government uses the Despair Code in a gas that could be still being pumped out to us today to make sure that we don't get smart enough to rise up against the government. It's weird. I came to that conclusion myself because a lot of people believe that the government is pumping out gases and chemicals, chemtrails, into our air supply and is making us all hella depressed. Because depression has been around for forever, but pretty sure that it's peaked within the last few years. Us millennials are depressed as hell. So you never know what the government's doing or what the Illuminati's up to. But yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I'm happy that I did that much digging into it. I watched videos, I read so many things on Reddit. You can look at the Despair Code on Reddit, and a lot of things will come up. There's a lot of chats on it. It's super duper cool. So I want to keep these videos to like 15 minutes, and I still got a little bit longer, so I'm going to talk about the Belray Power Surge that happened in 1993. So that was in Utah. Utah, 1993. There was a massive power surge that happened. 280 sheep died first from electricity rising up in the ground. They just died. And then the town of Belray had a massive blackout. And in the morning, everyone was gone. Just an entire town disappeared overnight. No one knows where they went. No one knows, like, why or what happened. It's weird. And there's photo evidence of it happening, too. Just people leaving after a massive power surge. And people think that it's the NSA trying to, like, take over certain areas that have a lot of power or a really mass electrical grid, which Utah has a mass electrical grid. Like, over the past few years, they've had rolling blackouts in specific cities, which is weird. But yeah, the entire town of Belray disappeared overnight. And someone actually mentioned Belray in one of the Despair Code forums and was like, why are we talking about this? Belray is never talked about. And I was like, what's that? Come on. What? Looked into that for a little bit, watched a video on it. Super weird, random, honestly. And it happened in 93. 26 years ago. It's weird. It's not that long ago. And I think that my parents were living in Utah at that time too. What do they know? Anyway, I'll keep this video to 10 minutes. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop down in the comments what you want to hear from me next. It'll be Space is Fake. I promise.